What's on tap? And we'll see how many students are doing remote learning in the fall and how it works out this time. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe because they're under the pressure of a law, some innovation will come to play. They'll figure out more cost-effective ways to provide these things, or the whole thing will be a disaster. Let's get a news update from Jennifer Jones-Lee. And then we'll continue here when we come back. Hey man, we're getting out of Afghanistan, and the Biden administration says, don't worry about it. It's a very different country. We can leave and everything will be fine. Is that true? This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Some black activists are insisting more needs to be done to end hate against the black community in L.A.
San Fernando Valley NAACP President James Thomas says his meetings so far with law enforcement have failed to bring results. Thomas says law enforcement officials aren't talking about black hate or what needs to be done to fight the problem.
If we were vigilant about stopping anti-blackness and black hate, it would not have become a part of every single institution.
He wants elected officials to drop a plan aimed at ending racial violence. Claudette Stefanian, KFI News.
News is brought to you by the Cunning Dental Group. 4 people have been arrested by the LA County Sheriff's Department in La Mirada. It was during a series of probation compliance checks that turned up a cache of weapons, drugs, and counterfeit money. The pandemic has opened the door to the idea of guaranteed basic income.
The number of mayors exploring a basic income program has increased from 11 to 58 in the last year, and LA Mayor Garcetti says it comes down to the 2 Ps.
Poverty and the pandemic.
He says programs rolled out during the pandemic to help keep people afloat have shown the concept can work. For example, when LA gave $37 million to more than 100,000 people.
But 40% of the money went to food.
And former Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs says the goal is to take the concept federal.
We're talking about an idea that was once radical, that's now in the mainstream.
He says polling shows approval going from underwater to 55% support in less than a year. Chris Ancarlo, KFI News.
Some families of people unaccounted for in the condo collapse in Florida are hoping their loved ones will be found alive. They've been told by authorities there's virtually no chance anyone will be found alive.
We're still very hopeful that we can still find my mom.
Joshua Spiegel's mom is one of 76 people unaccounted for. 64 bodies so far have been recovered from the rubble. Rapper Lil Baby has been fined in France for having cannabis in his car. Police in Paris stopped him and NBA player James Harden yesterday because they say a strong smell of cannabis was coming from the car. And Chick-fil-A has claimed the title of America's favorite fast food restaurant for the 7th year in a row. A study by the American Customer Satisfaction Index says KFC, Domino's, Five Guys, and Starbucks rounded out the top 5. We're taking a look at your drive on the 710 in Commerce.
Okay, now I'm hungry. All right, a little heads up for you. Now, this is quite a problem. We're over right now. This is the northbound 710. We've got a little bit of a, actually it's a big problem. It's affecting the northbound 710 Washington off and the on-ramp. There's a rig down there. Looks like a jackknife a little. Now, if you're trying to use the off-ramp, it looks like you can very, very slowly. They're starting to let some truck, watching a big truck over there right now. But it's starting to back up on the right lane of the freeway, so be careful. And getting on, that's where fire department is working. So just be careful. I'll give you an update on this. Back to the South 710, boy, if you head down to Harbor, it's been a tough morning. Still is. Pretty much now from Florence all the way down through the 405 due to an earlier problem. Once you get south of Willow, things will improve all the way down. And a quick San Fernando Valley update. Well, nothing too unusual. I think that's good news. I hope you'll agree. But the 405 from the south of Sherman Way up and over the hill, usual stuff. Eastbound 101 still in pretty good shape now, coming out of the West Valley. A little slow at the 405. Not too bad. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Barr, AFI in the sky.
Have you been denied a home loan or refinance because you're self-employed, earn 1099 income, or even a real estate investor? You're missing out. Most lenders make approval seem impossible, especially if you're self-employed. Stop watching everyone take advantage of the lowest mortgage rates in history while you're stuck on the sidelines. Accelerate Capital, the premier lender designed for the self-employed. Our approval process is based on common sense, using bank statements, 1099 income, profit loss statements, rental income, or even stated income to qualify at the lowest rates available. Fast. Conventional lenders cannot do this. When others say no, we say yes. Call 800-811-9702. 800-811-9702. Or visit acceleratecapital.com.
EXCELE. AccelerateCapital.com.
Equal housing lender. Call for details. NMLS ID number 1165716. Not all will qualify. California DFPI license number 41DBO 45150. Additional restrictions may apply. Loans made or arranged pursuant to the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly sunny and hot in some spots with highs from the low to mid 70s at the beaches, 80s and low 90s for Metro LA and Orange County. We've got a heat advisory in effect through the weekend with highs in the upper 90s and low 100s for the valleys and the IE. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Find the employees you need to get your business moving. Sign up with iHeartAdBuilder.com and create a custom radio ad to reach job seekers listening to stations just like this one. Get started today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
An important message from Kaiser Permanente. Thanks to new federal funding, you may be among the millions of Americans now eligible for federal financial assistance to help lower your health coverage premiums, even if you didn't qualify before. That's right. You may now qualify for federal financial assistance to help lower your health coverage premiums, even if you didn't qualify before.
Call Kaiser Permanente now at 1-800-494-6261. That's 1-800-494-6261.
I have teenagers, so I've learned to tolerate drama, except on the boat. Then it's life jackets on all day. It's because I love them. Someday they'll understand. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
KFI AM 640.
iHeart radio station.
24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. It's the Bill Handel Show. Bill's out today. Here's what we're following for you at KFI. A flex alert for today, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Try to back off of the, don't wash your clothes. Maybe turn that thermostat up. You don't want the rolling blackouts. If you've never been in a rolling blackout, I can assure you, as annoying as it is to have to get mindful between 4 and 9 about how much electricity you're using, it's way worse if you actually get your power cut off, even if it's for a brief period of time, which is what they'll do. Because in other words, if we don't back off our use and we go over the limit, if you will, then the only option they have is to start shutting it down, rolling through different communities, so that, that's a way of them reducing your demand. They're reducing your demand to zero for a period of time, and then that means there's enough electricity for the rest of the people who still are allowed to have power for a while. So that's what's going on, and Pfizer is going to get authorization for a third dose. It's not a new vaccine. They want to get approval for it to be given again a third time as a booster shot. And we're getting out of Afghanistan, and I don't think we're going to backtrack on this plan. We're already mostly out anyway, and the Biden administration is defending this, saying, hey, their view of it is very rosy. They're saying, hey, look, it's fine. We don't need to be there anymore. It's a changed country. It's not the country that we invaded in 2001. It's different. And the Taliban, they're not the group of terrible people flogging women in the streets that they were. They're different too. And so we can come out and Afghanistan can prosper, and the Taliban has learned their lesson, and the Taliban knows that if they go back to their old ways, then they're not going to be accepted internationally, and they don't want that. And so we can trust them. I mean, he's basically saying the Taliban have learned their lesson. we can trust them, therefore it's okay to come out. Now, is that reflected in what's actually happened? It doesn't look like it. The Taliban is taking territory at a rapid clip. They control right now about a third. There's 400 districts or so there's a little more than 400 districts in Afghanistan. The Taliban, remember, the Taliban is not the, quote, legitimate government of Afghanistan. They have a government. But the Taliban now controls about a third of the districts in that country. And a kind of a milestone this week for the Taliban. They actually took the capital of one of the provinces, which is a little bit of a new thing for them. So there are negotiations going on between the government of Afghanistan and the Taliban. The United States is acting as an observer for those discussions, and the Taliban won't say what they're up to. They won't say what they want. They won't say what their plans are. Now, the Biden administration says, oh, they've learned their lesson. They don't want to be a pariah. You know, they were an international pariah. Nobody recognized the Taliban. I mean, we recognized them in that we knew they were there, but nobody had diplomatic relations with the Taliban or condoned the Taliban, save for Pakistan kind of did right across the border. There are some similar philosophies between the Taliban and certain elements in Pakistan. Other than that, though, it's probably okay to say they were a pariah. But the idea that now they care about international acceptance is pretty absurd to me. I don't think the Taliban gives a hoot whether the United States or Canada or France or Israel or whoever give them a thumbs up, want to have some kind of normalized relationships with them. I don't think they care how much complaining that we do about them. They certainly didn't before. There's no indication now that they do. Some will point out, well, look, here's an example of why they are reformed. It's a new, improved Taliban. Because they allow international aid organizations to go into their territory and give people food and give people medical care. And they didn't used to do that. But now they do. So you see, they're not monsters anymore. If there are poor people in areas they control who need food, they will let a Swiss charity go in there and give them food, and they don't harass those people. Okay, that sounds great. But guess what? They're charging tons and tons of money. It's a protection racket. Hi, we're a charity. All we want to do is come in. We're not trying to get in your business. We just want to come in and give these babies some food and maybe have a doctor check them out, make sure they're okay. Great. How much are you going to pay us? So, sure, they may not be actively interfering with the efforts of these aid groups. It's because they're being paid protection money. I mean, I don't think that that's a thing that we want to really get behind in terms of international relations. So, having said all of that, the Biden administration is certainly right about the core reality. All the happy talk that the Taliban is cool now, that they're going to work things out with the government of Afghanistan, that's all BS. And that's just trying to put a happy face on a terrible situation. The core thing underneath it, though, that President Biden himself did recognize is true, and that is there's no winning in Afghanistan. Yes, will the country collapse? Probably. Will there be a bloody civil war? Yeah, I think the chances are sky high that is going to happen. But us staying there isn't really going to solve anything. So your choices are, we stay there forever. In 150 years, when people are in flying cars and you can teleport your avatar to any part of the universe, we would still have troops in Afghanistan. There's that option, or there's just let's get out already, please. And then whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And it's not going to be good. And I'm not saying no big deal if they have a civil war, because it'll involve the region, and then other players will get involved, and it will be pretty terrible. But unless you're willing to stay there until literally the planet doesn't exist anymore, there really aren't any viable options. Let's get a news update from Jennifer Jones-Lee, and then when we come back, more information about Mayor Eric Garcetti's buddy Rick Jacobs and his allegedly hugging and kissing and joking ways, and this lawsuit against him for sexual harassment is just getting as salacious as they come. It's KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Talking about more on Afghanistan, the U.S. is helping Afghan translators escape the Taliban. The Defense Department is looking for places it can send thousands of Afghans who worked as translators for U.S. forces. MLB has extended the Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer's administrative leave by another 7 days. Pasadena police continue to investigate sexual assault allegations against him. And Fitbit data show people recovering from COVID-19 had elevated heart rates for nearly 3 months after they developed symptoms. We'll take a look at your drive on the 5 with BKFI in the Sky next.
You spend a lot of time indoors, cooking, binge watching, working, playing. So call the pros at Koi to keep your environment clean and healthy. Our certified technicians sanitize, disinfect, and deep clean surfaces and air ducts. We offer commercial services and restoration for emergencies too. So relax. The pros at Koi are on it. Save 35% on select services. Call 800-4KOI or visit Koi.com today.
The people you trust Koi.
Anthem Blue Cross and Heart of America are helping schools across the country increase their access to healthy food. Learn more at anthem.com/ca/SPARKS. Anthem Blue Cross is the trade name of Blue Cross of California.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny and hot today and for the weekend with highs from the low 70s at the beaches to the low 100s inland. This report is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Let's check your drive on the 5.
Yes, and a pretty good report coming up, so release the grip on the steering wheel, please. But leaving around Buena Parker, Fulton, northbound 5, the usual construction zone that's still left here. I think you'll have to admit most of the freeway is really looking good. But northbound up through about Valley View, there is definitely some slowing. North of that, things are good. And then from the 605 all the way up to the Eastell interchange, it's pretty good. A little slow going through the interchange, but not too bad. Now, the problem that we're still over here, we're over the 710 and right by the Commerce train yards at the Washington off-ramp. Northbound 710, the Washington off-ramp, only one lane is open, and the same thing for the on-ramp. They got one lane open in each direction. Now, the problem is if you're on the North 710 approaching Washington, it's backing up onto the freeway. So you just got to be careful coming up. Southbound, again, has been slow all morning. If you just joined us, pretty much from the 105 all the way down through the 405, just slow and go all the way. And in Encino, we're getting word from CSP. Thank you for the scoop here, fellas. West 101 at Balboa is going to crash tell me in the left lane. It's slowing up around the bulk of the boulevard. But after that, well, a fairly good drive out to the West Valley. A little slow, but moving. The operative word. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. KFI gets you there faster. I'm Jeff Law.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's 4th of July sale has been extended for a limited time. Shop and save up to $500 on top-rated mattress brands like Sealy and Sleepy's. Plus, get a free adjustable base with your $999 mattress purchase. Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 50% loan to value and 625 credit score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to California Finance Lenders Law License number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
I know that you've heard all those great home loan rates being advertised, and you sort of block them out because you think, I'll never qualify, so I'm not even going to pay attention. Well, if you thought you didn't qualify, I bet you haven't called IntelliLoan, because right now IntelliLoan is offering a 1.99% APR with no points and no lender fees, and if you thought, yeah, again, sounds great, but I don't qualify, Hold on, this is for people who are self-employed or even just have okay credit. In fact, right now IntelliLoan is offering a 1.99% APR with no points or lender fees. Even if your credit score is 620. So stop making excuses. Don't be scared. What are you waiting for? Call IntelliLoan today and have them help you get that great home loan that you need. Get that 1.99% APR with no points or lender fees, even if your credit score is a 620. Call IntelliLoan before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com. IntelliLoan. Borrow smart.
There are no limits to what we can do together. So let's keep rising, California.
Ya digo, vamos, el mundo es grande, pero no tendremos manos. Estoy muy duro, sí, ok, vamos. Y con el tiempo nos seguimos celebrando.
Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Your actions save lives. To learn more, visit covid19.ca.gov.
California, tired of the homeless, the traffic, the cost of living, the taxes. Ready to sell your house? You call Seller's Advantage. They want to buy your house or condo for cash. Seller's Advantage will buy your home as is and help you eliminate all the stress that comes with a traditional home sale. No fixing up, no cleaning, no weird strangers coming into your home, no haggling with unqualified buyers who can't get the mortgage. It is really the easiest way to sell your home. I'm not the only one talking about Seller's Advantage. Go read the reviews online. Seller's Advantage will close on your home in days or months. You choose. No realtor fees, no escrow fees. Seller's Advantage buys your house as is for cash. They're licensed brokers. They've helped hundreds of people in Southern California this past year. Call them at 888-321-AS-IS. SellersAdvantage.com, BRE number 01961658. That's 888-321-AS-IS. Call 888-321-AS-IS.
This is Cleveland Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 21 years ago when I started this company, it was just me and a few technicians. I was the only one in the office, so when the phone rang, I would always tell people the same thing. Give us a try. We'll do whatever it takes to make you happy. In fact, I tell them wait until the tune-up is complete, and then, if you're 100% happy, go ahead and pay for the service. That's what I call happy money. Only pay if you're happy. Now, we have over 400 employees and 250 service trucks, and I don't spend a lot of time answering the phone. But one thing hasn't changed, I still only accept happy money. So give us a try. If you're 100% happy with our service, pay us. If not, don't. Call Service Champions to schedule an AC, precision tune-up, and professional cleaning for just $88. Our toll-free number is 833-777-7777 or online at servicechampions.com.
Imagine if the first ever way you did things just became the way forever. Like, what if you never replaced the telegraph? That would be ridiculous, right? That's what happened with home selling. It's never changed. So at Open Door, we invented an entirely new way to sell your home. Why don't you sell directly to us and skip the listings, showings, and other hassles of selling the traditional way? Just go to opendoor.com, enter your address, and tell us about your house. We'll take a look at all the details, plus recent sales in your neighborhood, and make you an offer in minutes. A real offer. Then know how much you'll get. You can close when you're ready, and you can do everything online. Get your free offer today at opendoor.com/myoffer.
O-M-G.
Sell your home the new-fashioned way. Open Door. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Inc., license 0206-1130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in other markets.
Tickets are on sale now for our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas. Billie Eilish, Cheap Trick, Coldplay, Dua Lipa, Florida Georgia Line, Intro, Journey, Khalid, Lil Baby, Maroon 5, Nelly, Sam Hunt, Weezer, special guest performance by Phineas, and more on the T-Mobile Arena Nighttime Stage. Get tickets now through AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
We gotta stop acting romantic about this. Oh, where are they gonna go? They're going to go somewhere else because their brains are shot, and unless you force them into mental health treatment or...
Because ultimately, in the long run, that's the only answer.
Some sort of a treatment. You know what? You need the people in office to do that. John and Ted, they started this 3 years ago when this problem really exploded. Facilities would have been built by now.
Weekdays at 2 on KFI.
Radio app. This is the Bill Handel Show. Bill's out today. Now, I'll tell you some of the top stories we're following for you next time again. I want to get right into this because it's crazy. It's crazy. As you know, no doubt, a former security staffer for Mayor Garcetti, LAPD officer, filed a sexual harassment suit, and it revolves around one of Garcetti's former advisors, Rick Jacobs, and the officer says that at the time that Jacobs would hug him and kiss him and make sexual comments to him, and he didn't like it. So, of course, what happens when you have a lawsuit like this? Everybody gets dragged into a deposition, and they're all asked the same kinds of things. Did Rick Jacobs ever do this or that to you? Did you ever see Rick Jacobs doing this or that to people? Now, some of these depositions have been made public. And I don't know what kind of crazy house Garcetti has been presiding over, but wow. The latest deposition to come out is from a former communications director for the mayor, Naomi Seligman. And boy, did she have a lot to say, and keep in mind, she's under oath when she is saying these things. And it's very important. If you're going to follow this nutty reality show here, some people are saying things under oath, other people are just saying things. And it's pretty standard in the legal world that things people say when they're under oath are worth more than things people say when they're not under oath. So, under oath, Naomi Seligman says a bunch of stuff. Came into her office, grabbed her, kissed her on the lips for kind of a long time in front of several of her staffers, and that it was humiliating for her. She also said that she went to the mayor's chief of staff who didn't do anything. She also testified that people on Garcetti's staff made comments to her that she took to mean she should just shut up about whatever Jacobs was doing. And that she got the impression from what people were saying to her that Jacobs was basically protected by the mayor. Now, the LA Times talking about this, because this is not a quote from Ms. Seligman, so this must be the LA Times using this phrase to try to describe what she's talking about. They say she encountered a mafia-like culture that rewarded silence. So here's an interesting thing. Seligman says she went to the chief of staff and she said, why would the mayor allow this to go on? He is ambitious. He would like to be part of a federal administration. Maybe he would like to be president one day. We know that didn't work out for him. You gotta wonder if this has anything to do with that. But he still is supposedly in the running for some kind of overseas ambassadorship. And so Seligman said, why would he want to potentially ruin his career? And why don't you do anything about it? And Naomi Seligman says that Ana Guerrero, the chief of staff, said, there's nothing I can do. Now, other people are completely denying that they ever saw anything. Ana Guerrero made a statement and said, she never told me about anything like physical harassment, sexual harassment. she told me that they had conflicts. And I thought, by what she was telling me, that she meant they had differences in work personality and work style. She never told me things like grabbing her, kissing her, that kind of thing. So we definitely have some people are saying this, and if you look at what those people are saying, it seems clear that this Jacobs guy was all over the place, constantly grabbing people and saying stuff that he shouldn't say and kissing people. But then you have a whole other group of people who say, we never saw anything like that. Nobody ever told us about anything like that. Yeah, some people complained about him, but not like that. So it's too early to really know what the truth is, but I mean, this lawsuit is definitely going forward at full speed. So I can't wait until it gets to, if it goes to a trial and public testimony. Because if he's doing even half of what some people are accusing him of doing, then he's a bad dude, and he needs a comeuppance. Let's get some news from Jennifer Jones-Lee, and then, about if you get COVID, you might lose your sense of smell. Well, some people say there's something you can do about it. It's called sniff training. And no, it's not something you should go search for on Pornhub. This is KFI Am 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
We're not just in smart speakers, we're in a couple of smart ears as well.
KFI.
KLFC HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Get ready to flex. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The California Independent System Operator has declared a flex alert for tonight. The alert will be between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. CalISO says it's a call for voluntary conservation to take some of the strain off the state's power grid. Officials suggest people set their thermostats to 78 degrees during the alert and avoid using major appliances. They also say pre-cooling homes before the alert starts will help keep the homes cool. Governor Newsom is asking people in California to cut back on their water use.
Like reducing the amount of irrigation water you're doing out on your lawns, for example, reducing perhaps the time that you are in a shower.
Newsom signed an emergency order yesterday which asks for a 15% voluntary reduction of residential, industrial, and agricultural water use. The governor also added 9 more counties to the state's drought emergency proclamation. Counties in SoCal haven't been added to the proclamation yet. Firefighters have put out that 5-acre brush fire burning in a remote part of Malibu. The LA County Fire Department says it's not spreading and the flames are out. Jeff Ball will take a look overhead in just a second. The CHP says a dead body has been found in a car on the side of the 605 in Hawaiian Gardens. Officers found the body a little after 5 this morning. The coroner has been called to the scene to try and figure out how the person died. The Delta variant remains the #1 COVID-19 virus in LA County.
County Health Director Barbara Ferrer says those who are fully vaccinated are well protected against the Delta variant. But there have been cases where fully vaccinated people are spreading the virus to others.
To date, more than 7 million people have been tested and had test results reported in LA County. Our daily test positivity rate is now 2.5%, an increase from last week's test positivity rate of 1.2%.
Ferrer says the number of deaths remains low, but as more cases of COVID-19 pop up, more people will be sent to a hospital, which means more people may die from the virus. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
California is among the states with the lowest pandemic recovery rate. A report from the top agency shows California rates 35th out of 48 based on consumer confidence, job market strength, and COVID-19 safety protocols. A plan's been approved to phase out single-use plastic water bottles at LAX and the Van Nuys Airport by 2023. The LA Board of Airport Commissioners approved the change yesterday. Virgin Galactic is about to send a crew of company employees to space, including the company founder.
Astronaut 001, Richard Branson.
Branson will be aboard the Virgin Galactic Unity 22 rocket ship as it launches from New Mexico Sunday.
I'll be evaluating the customer spaceflight experience.
He says when they return, he'll announce a way to give more people the chance to become an astronaut. Virgin Galactic, Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin, and SpaceX all are trying to take customers into space. Bezos is set to go into space later this month. Let's go overhead and take a look at that fire in Tuna Canyon. self-contained now, Jeff?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, Jim. Sorry, stepped all over you.
No way.
Good morning to you. Yes, this really had to be a scary sight last night because it was blazing away. But right now, things are looking good. As a matter of fact, we made a beeline hill when we took off earlier this morning to make sure. But hats off to all the firefighters involved, especially our LA County firefighters. They're going to be here for a while. Make sure it stays out about 3, maybe 5 acres, maybe slightly more than that. They'll brush only. They're still going to be here for a while. The only closure that we have still working is Tuna Canyon itself. It's closed from PCH going uphill to Las Flores Heights. I'm sure if you live up there, you know all about this. But that'll be the only closure. And there will be some emergency equipment around PCH and Tuna Canyon. So just be careful going through. But basically, PCH from the Ventura County line all the way to Palisades, no problems at all. So just be careful. We left an earlier problem. Just want to be heads up to this in Commerce Train Yard. So up there in LA, North 710, the Washington off-ramp, there was a jackknife way on the off-ramp. A little slow getting off. You can do it, but just be prepared. And Northbound Fire Department was helping out on the on-ramp, so be careful there. And San Fernando Valley, an earlier problem. Westbound 101 at Balboa has cleared. A little slow from about Woodman. I think for this time of the morning, you'll be okay with it. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. KFI gets you there faster. I'm Jeff Baugh.
Dr. Charles Manger at Saddleback Eye Center. He will give you the all-new Laser Light LASIK exam. Have you heard? The Laser Light LASIK exam uses a laser, measures your eyes over 1,000 times to perfectly match your vision. Everyone's eye is slightly different. We're all like snowflakes. And the Laser Light LASIK exam helps Dr. Manger, when he does the procedure, to give you crystal clear vision. And I will give away a Laser Light LASIK exam to the first 14 KFI callers. I'll give you the phone number in a moment, so have your phone ready. If you're nearsighted, farsighted, you have astigmatism, or you need reading glasses, Dr. Manger can do it all. You've been told you're not a candidate for LASIK. You may now qualify for it, now that Dr. Manger has the Laser Light LASIK exam. It takes over 1,000 measurements of your eyes. Be one of the first 14 callers to get the free exam. Call 866-559-4444. 866-559-4444. 866-559-4444.
Hi, it's Wendy Walsh. It's summertime and the beaches are breezy. Oh, wait, do you still have those embarrassing blue varicose veins in your legs? Don't worry. West Medical can erase them fast with their minimally invasive varicose vein solution. Varicose veins can be unknown. Call the vein experts at 1-800-WEST-MED for a free same-day phone consult. Treatments covered by most PPO insurance. Call 1-800-WEST-MED or visit westmedical.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Your KFI Financial Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is up 376, S&P up 35, NASDAQ up 91, gold is $18.07 an ounce, and oil is $74.51 a barrel.
The KFI Money Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm. Protect your business with a monitored video verification system. Visit bayalarm.com to get protected today.
Sunny and hot today with temperatures low to mid-70s at the beaches, 80s to low 90s for Metro LA and OC. We've got a heat advisory in effect through the weekend for the valleys and the IUs with highs upper 90s to low 100s. Right now it's 74 in Brea, 71 in Lake Forest, 73 in Eagle Rock, 76 in Santa Clarita. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jasper Jones-Lee.
640 live everywhere. And our radio app is Secure Handle Show. Goes out today. Some of the top stories we're following for you here at KFI. Governor Newsom is asking all of us to voluntarily cut our water use by 15% because we are in a drought emergency. That is certainly true. Obviously, anytime that you can use less water, you probably use less water. I don't know how you can really hit 15%. Does anybody know off the top of their head exactly how long they're staying in the shower? Every time I take a shower, I'm in there there for exactly 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Then I get my calculator. What's 15%? Wait, first you got to convert 6 minutes and 12 seconds to seconds. 15% seconds. Convert it back to minutes. That's how many minutes I was out. So, I mean, you can't, you know. And I don't know if the 15%, I don't know where that number comes from. But he would like you to use that guy. So, there you go. There was an earthquake. Now, it was in Northern California, near the California-Nevada border. It was a 6.0. It was widely felt up there. There aren't any reports of any serious damage or injuries or anything like that. So that's good. There'll probably be some aftershocks. And those are doing as time goes by. Let's talk about one example of a wider phenomenon that has to do with symptoms of COVID and symptoms that are lingering after you have otherwise recovered. So this is one example, and it's a woman. Her name is Kat. This is really, oh no, I just realized this. Okay, I'm not going to tell you her last name yet. There's a reason. Her name is Kat something, and she was making dinner. And she had a chicken. She's going to roast this chicken. She put it in the oven, started chopping up the vegetables, and not too long after that, the roommate comes running in going, "What's burning? What is burning in here?" And Kat goes, "What are you talking about? Nothing's burning in here." But, oh yes, that chicken was burning up, and she couldn't smell it. And that is one example of how